the motive mode. So it's the same basis, same basis, same basis, same basis there. Applies with 5 too. So 1. Remember, 5 wave structures. First rule is that, remember from the first video, is that wave 2 doesn't go beyond the start of wave 1. Wave 3 is the longest, is never the shortest. Then wave 4 doesn't go below the price territory of wave 1. So all this that we're doing is also implying on a bearish version of the model we are using. Everything will be just inverted. It's the same thing. So now remember too, for corrective waves, which we identified to be counter trend waves, which in this situation of having a bullish 5 wave pattern, our counter trend will be 2 4. So remember, we earlier defined counter trends as being against the main moves, being against the overall move. So in this case, it's easily to see that we have 2 and 4 against the overall moves. The overall move is impelled by wave 1, 3, and 5. So now remember, wave 2 and 3 are under the corrective mode, which have been defined as a 3-wave structure. So this simply means, remember, I already gave you an overview right here in red. ABC being a 3-wave structure. So this simply means that this is what we have here. Everyone will be able to see. Don't worry about the degrees. We're going to explain the degrees in our next episode. So this is what we mean. So you can see how we are building up and also how we can dismantle. So this is us building up what Elliot has been saying, from the 5-wave pattern to the different types of wave modes, which is corrective mode and motive mode. So we need to understand that the full cycle. So let me remove this. So if you have any questions, you can drop them, or where you don't understand better, you can drop them in the comment box. So now, according to Elliot, the complete cycle is an 8-wave structure. The complete cycle to him is an 8-wave structure. By 8, he means simply by 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to A, A to B, and B to C. So it simply means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An 8-wave structure is the complete cycle according to Elliot. So now, this 8 complete cycle, or 8 structure, which establishes itself as a complete cycle according to Elliot, is made up of 2 distinct phases: the 5-wave motive phase, which I've labeled here, the 5-wave motive phase. We all know what we're talking about. This phase here in red, and the corrective phase, which is made up of a 3-wave structure, which I'll label here. Move this. So, which is here. So now, So the eighth wave structure is made up of the motive phase, which is coming from motive mode, corrective phase, which is coming from corrective mode. So we can easily see that just as wave 1 in this situation, so just as this wave 1 is corrected by this wave 2, is corrected by that wave 2, which is a counter trend, a counter trend wave. The whole of the 5-wave pattern, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is being corrected by ABC. I'll repeat that. So the way we're seeing wave 1 being corrected by wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the 5-wave pattern or the motive phase, is being corrected by ABC, which is the corrective phase. And also we can see on a larger degree we are showing that on an intermediate degree, which I'll explain more in detail in the next episode, where I explaining that on how the cycle from the smallest degree or smallest time frame keeps on building up. And if you remember earlier in the video, I talked about the Elliott not saying or not trying to imply that the 5-wave pattern is the only pattern that the market moves by. No, but trying to show us that wherever the market will be at any particular time, it will be in this 5-wave pattern, regardless at what large degree. So key takeaways of this video is there are two types of wave modes, which is motive mode and corrective mode. So now corrective mode is where we find waves that have a 3-wave structure, and under motive mode is where we find waves that have a 5-wave structure. So we need to understand that in the 5-wave pattern, which is the general and ideal pattern, but not the complete cycle, because remember the complete cycle, as we have shown, is an 8-wave structure. So in the 5-wave pattern, we find that wave 1, wave 3, and wave 5 are under motive mode, and the counter trends, which is wave 2 and 4, are under corrective mode. So even if it was in a bearish model, we've used a bullish model to establish that. Remember I explained what a bearish 5-wave pattern looks like. I even showed you it will still be the same. It's just that we'll have to invert the opposite of this. The same applications will still apply. And most of all, we should know that just as the way wave 1 is corrected by wave 2, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an 8-wave structure is going to be corrected by A, B, C. And on a larger degree, we have shown wave 1 and wave 2 being formed, yet this same wave 1 and wave 2 on the intermediate, we call it intermediate. These signified an intermediate degree. An intermediate degree consists again of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a minor degree, and an ABC. So they form each other, they're building blocks. So we're going to, in the next episode, understand more of what we're trying to explain on the wave modes, and the this is more like just a test of the essential structure.